BBC political editor Laura Kuenssberg has warned trust between the UK government and the European Union has broken down following Commission President Ursula von der Leyen's vaccine blockade threat. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen's decision to threaten to trigger Article 16 of the Brexit deal has left frustration and head-scratching in Westminster, according to Laura Kuenssberg. Ms. von der Leyen is facing pressure after the EU backed down in the row over vaccine supplies with AstraZeneca, which saw the bloc propose an export ban on Northern Ireland. Ms. Kuenssberg told the BBC Newscast podcast, "This has really knocked the UK's confidence in von der Leyen as someone they can trust to do business with. Having made such a misjudgment and not understood the sensitivities on both sides. There was also a lot of head-scratching and frustration in the UK that there just was a big problem in the EU and without the UK even saying anything about it really. The Commission made it about Brexit. It was not anything particularly to do with Brexit," she added. The BBC's veteran reporter also described how a defensive EU Commission has lashed out at the UK. Discussing the row with BBC Europe editor Katja Adler, she said, "In a defensive mode because of all the problems you have just spoken about, Katja, trying to defend their reputation on vaccines. Some people consider what the Commission did because they sort of couldn't help themselves, they lashed out at the UK. Rather than looking at their own problems." Ms. Kuenssberg comments come as Ursula von der Leyen faces mounting pressure to ensure all member states are provided with the necessary coronavirus vaccine stocks to timely inoculate all citizens. The EU last week threatened to trigger Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol agreed with the UK in December and impose border control on vaccine exports to keep jabs from entering the UK. Ms. Adler reported the decision stemmed from a situation of complete panic among top EU officials struggling to bring the rollout back on track. Speaking to Newscast, Ms. Adler said, "The expletives that were flying around here on Friday, unbelievable. Screaming, upset, they were in a panic. An absolute panic about the vaccines, the supplies, the orders, where they were screwing up. And the rising irritation amongst EU member states. What we've seen since on the EU side is a closing of ranks, a realization from the EU that it was really finger-pointing all over the place around the end of last week." Ms. Adler also said most European media have stepped away from the implications triggering Article 16 could have had on post-Brexit relations but chose instead to focus on demanding clarity about vaccine supplies. She continued, "For most of the European media, so outside Ireland, it wasn't so much picked up on, the whole Article 16 thing.